I carried my sister's baby. But the doctor just told me the baby has my blood, not my sister's blood.
I was the perfect surrogate. My sister Funmi couldn't conceive, so I agreed to carry her IVF embryo. I gave birth to Zora. I handed her over. I stepped back and became Auntie Tumi. But 3 years later, our perfect world crashed. Zora collapsed at home. She needed an emergency blood transfusion. Bayo, Fumi's husband, shouted at the nurses, "Take mine, I am her father." The doctor ran the rapid test. He came back looking pale. He said, "Sir, your blood doesn't match. Neither does your wife's." Funmi started screaming, "That's impossible. Tumi carried my egg." The doctor turned to me. "We need to test the surrogate, just to be sure." They tested me. Minutes later, the doctor dropped the bomb. It is 100% maternity match. I stared at the paper. My brain stopped working. How? I did the IVF. I took the shots. I carried Fumi's baby. Unless the IVF failed? And then a terrifying memory hit me. 4 years ago, I hadn't seen my ex, Daniel, in years. But we ran into each other at a wedding in Lagos. We drank too much champagne. We were grieving our past. We ended up having one night together. I thought nothing happened. 2 weeks later, I did the IVF transfer for Funmi. When the pregnancy test was positive, I was sure it was the IVF. I was sure it was her baby. But looking at this DNA result, I realized the mistake. Fumi's embryo never stuck. I have been raising my own biological daughter for 3 years, thinking she was my niece. Funmi grabbed my shirt. She looked terrified. She whispered, "Tumi, what did you do?" Funmi went crazy. She dragged me into the hospital bathroom. She screamed, "You always wanted to ruin my marriage. You planted your child in my house." I was crying. "Funmi, I swear I didn't know. It must be a mistake." But the math doesn't lie. If Zora is mine, then the father is Daniel. We walked back into the ward. Bayo, Fumo's husband, looked at me with pure disgust. He thinks I tricked them. The doctor interrupted the fight. He looked serious. "The child is critical. The blood transfusion is temporary. She needs a bone marrow transplant. The mother's marrow isn't a match. We need the biological father immediately." Fumi's eyes went wide. She knows who the father is. She grabbed my arm. Her nails dug into my skin. She whispered, "Don't you dare call Daniel. If you bring that man here, Bayo will leave me. We will fix this ourselves." I looked at my sister. She cares more about her marriage than Zora's life. I pushed her away. I said, "I don't care about your husband. I care about my daughter, and you should too." I walked out to the parking lot. My hands were shaking as I scrolled to the number I haven't dialed in 4 years. I called my billionaire ex after 4 years. I told him, "You have a daughter." Daniel picked up on the first ring. His voice was deep, rich, cold.
Hello?
Tumi, why are you calling me?
I was crying so hard I could barely speak.
Daniel, please, hear me out. You have a daughter, and she is between life and death.
He arrived in 30 minutes. He looked expensive, powerful. But when he walked toward me, his eyes were full of old hate. He still blames me for the miscarriage 6 years ago. I handed him the DNA paper with shaking hands. He read it. He looked at Zora sleeping through the glass window. Then he looked at me. The silence was terrifying. Finally, he whispered,
Tumi, is this a joke? You hid my child for 3 years.
No, please listen to me. I didn't know.
He pulled his arm away like I burned him. I kept begging.
I thought she was a product of my sister's IVF. I was her surrogate. I thought I was carrying her baby. I only found out today.
He laughed. A cruel, cold sound. You expect me to believe that? First, you lost our baby 6 years ago. Then we have one night together and you accidentally mistake my child for your sister's. He leaned in close, his voice shaking with rage.
You are a liar to me. I will make sure you don't get to keep my child anymore.
He signed the medical forms to save Zora. He didn't even look at me again. He pulled out his phone and called his lawyer right in front of me.
Prepare the custody papers. My child's mother is unfit to raise her. I am taking the child.
I fell to my knees in the hallway, sobbing. He saved her life, but he just ended mine.
Daniel's lawyers demanded my medical records. But when I went to get them, the file was missing. The transplant was a success, but my nightmare was just starting. Daniel blocked me from the ward. Then I got an email from his legal team. They demanded my full medical history. They want to prove I was negligent during the pregnancy. I knew I had nothing to hide, so I drove to Dr. Balogun's private clinic to get the file myself. It was late. The receptionist was gone. I walked straight to the records room. I searched for file 2023-04 Funmi or Tumi. It wasn't there. That's when I heard shouting from Dr. Balogun's office down the hall. I had a bad feeling. I pulled out my phone and pressed record immediately. I walked closer to the slightly open door, holding my breath. Dr. Balogun was pacing around the room, sweating. He was shouting into his phone, and my phone captured every word. He screamed,
You didn't tell me the father was Daniel Collins. Do you know who that man is? He will bury us.
I froze. He was talking to Funmi. He continued,
I faked the IVF success report and hid the fact that the embryo failed. I am not going to jail for kidnapping.
My knees gave out. I leaned against the wall, clutching my phone tight. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a miracle. Funmi knew the IVF failed. She knew I was pregnant with Daniel's baby. She paid this doctor to lie to me so she could steal my child. I looked at my screen. Recording saved. I have the proof. Follow for part 5. I had the recording of the doctor, but I needed physical proof. I needed to link the money to Funmi before she destroyed the evidence. I knew Funmi was stuck at the hospital with Daniel and Bayo. Her house would be empty. I used the spare key she gave me years ago. My hands were sweating as I unlocked the door. I ran straight to her master bedroom. I tore through her desk looking for bank statements or a checkbook. I found a receipt tucked in a file. Transfer NG 5 million to Dr. Balogun Consultancy. I had her. This was the proof she bought the baby. But as I turned to leave, I bumped into a stack of boxes in her walk-in closet. One fell over. It was labeled University Days 2019. My curiosity took over. That was the year Daniel and I broke up. I opened it. Inside were old photos of Daniel. Photos I took. She had stolen them. And underneath the photos was a black diary. I opened it. I just wanted to see what she wrote about me back then. I turned to May 12, 2019, the day I had my miscarriage. The handwriting was frantic. Tumi told me she is pregnant. She thinks this traps Daniel, but I won't let her be happy with him. I spiked the Zobo drink with the herbs Mama Yabo gave me. She drank it all. Tonight, the baby will be gone. I gasped and dropped the book. I didn't lose my baby. I was poisoned. My own sister killed my child. I grabbed the diary. I felt sick. I have the receipt for the bribe and I have the confession for the murder. I got in my car. I'm going back to the hospital. Daniel was standing by Zora's bed. Funmi was there too, playing the innocent person. I walked in and threw the diary at Daniel's chest.
Read it. Read May 12, 2019. Read what your friend Funmi did to our first child.
Daniel opened the book. He read the page. His face went pale. He looked up at Funmi. You spiked her drink? Funmi laughed, a soft, pitying laugh. She walked over and gently took the book from his hand.
Oh, Daniel, you really don't know her, do you?
She looked at me with fake sadness.
Tumi wrote this, Daniel. She used to steal my diaries in university. She couldn't accept that she lost the baby because of her own carelessness.
She invented a story where I did it. She wrote this fantasy to convince herself she wasn't to blame for her miscarriage.
My mouth fell open.
You are lying! Funmi, this is all wrong. Why are you doing this to me?
Funmi turned to Bayo and sighed.
I told you she was unstable. She breaks into our house, steals my things, and brings her delusions here. Babe, Tumi has been obsessed with painting me as the villain for 6 years.
Daniel looked at me. The doubt was crashing back into his eyes.
Tumi, is this true? Did you write this?
She killed our baby, Daniel. Please believe me, she is lying.
Funmi stepped closer to Daniel and whispered.
Daniel, she is hysterical. She isn't fit to be around your daughter, Zora.
I felt like I was drowning. They didn't believe me. She was winning again. But then the door opened and the one person whose voice Funmi couldn't twist walked in.
Everything you said is a lie, Funmi.
Funmi's lie was working. Daniel looked at me with fear, thinking I was actually crazy. But then the voice from the doorway shattered her performance.
She isn't crazy, Mrs. Adebayo. You are.
It was Dr. Balogun. He walked in with 2 police officers. He looked defeated. He pointed a shaking finger at Funmi.
She paid me 5 million naira. Tumi was already pregnant when she came in. Funmi paid me to fake the records.
Bayo stepped back, horrified.
Funmi, is this true?
Daniel stepped closer, his voice hard.
And the diary, the poisoning 6 years ago, does she know anything about that?
The doctor nodded. She told me everything. She bragged that she knows how to use herbs to clear the path. She said she had done it to herself many times. The room went deadly silent. The concerned sister mask fell off from his face. She knew it was over. Daniel looked at her with pure horror.
You killed my child 6 years ago and you stole this one? Why? We were friends!
Funmi didn't cry. She started laughing. A dry, bitter sound.
Friends? You never even saw me truly.
She walked past the police, straight to Daniel.
I met you first, Daniel, in the library. I loved you. But you looked right past me and fell for her.
She pointed at me with a shaking finger.
Tumi the golden child. Tumi the pretty one. Tumi the intelligent one. Mommy and daddy's favorite.
Tears streamed down her face, but her voice was venom.
I struggled for everything. Men used me. Men played with me. I got pregnant. I got abortions. I destroyed my womb trying to keep men who didn't want me. I lost everything.
She laughed, a crazy, broken sound.
But Tumi, she gets the scholarship. She gets the perfect boyfriend. She gets to be fertile without even trying.
She stepped closer to me. So yes, I poisoned your drink 6 years ago. If I couldn't have a baby, why should you? Why should you get Daniel and a family?
Yes, I stole Zora to save my marriage, but mostly I did it to watch you suffer. I wanted you to feel empty like me.
The room was deadly quiet. Daniel looked at her with pity and disgust.
You are not a victim, Funmi. You are just cruel and sick in the head.
That broke her. The pity hurt more than the anger. She screamed.
Shut up! I hate you both!
She grabbed the scalpel from the tray.
If I cannot have a happy ending, neither will you, Tumi.
Funmi lunged at me with the scalpel, but she didn't get far. Bayo grabbed her wrist. He twisted it until the blade clattered to the floor. He didn't let go. He spun her around and pinned her against the wall. Funmi started crying, switching tactics immediately.
Bayo, baby, help me, they are lying against me.
Bayo looked at her. His eyes weren't angry anymore. They were empty. He whispered,
You just told the whole room you love Daniel. You just said you did everything for him.
Funmi froze. Bayo's voice cracked.
So who was I, Funmi? Was I just a prop? Was I just a bank account to fund your obsession?
Funmi stammered.
No, Bayo, I needed to save our marriage.
You never loved me!
He dragged her toward the police
Take her
officers
away!
and shoved her
I
into
never
their
want to
hands.
see her again.
You can't do this!
The police handcuffed her.
Baby, I am so sorry. Please forgive me. Don't do this to me. Bayo, baby. To me. No, don't let them take me away. I beg you all.
Bayo turned to me. He looked at Zora sleeping in the bed. He walked over and touched Zora's foot gently. Tears rolled down his face.
Tumi, I know she isn't my blood. I know I was part of the lie without knowing. But I love her. She's the only daughter I know.
He looked at me with pleading eyes.
Please, don't erase me from her life.
I nodded, choking back tears.
You are her father, Bayo. Nothing changes that.
Nodded at Daniel and walked out. The room went quiet. I turned to Daniel. I wanted him to hold me, but he was standing in the corner staring at the floor. He was shaking. I walked to him.
Daniel?
I called you a monster, Tumi. But I was the one listening to the real monster for 6 years.
He looked at his hands like they were dirty.
You were begging me to believe you, and I looked at you with hate. I left you alone in this hell.
Daniel, you didn't do anything wrong. You were just acting like the human that you are.
He looked at Zora, then back at me.
I don't deserve you, Tumi. You are a great woman, and I definitely don't deserve to be Zora's father.
Before I could stop him, he grabbed his jacket and stormed out of the room, leaving me standing there, all alone.
I discharged Zora the next day, but Daniel didn't come. I knew where he was, the private beach where we first fell in love. I drove there. Zora was asleep in the back seat. I walked down to the water. Daniel was sitting in the sand, staring at the waves. He looked broken. I sat next to him. Finally, he whispered.
I should have known.
He looked at me, eyes red.
When I saw you 4 years ago at that wedding, I told myself it was a mistake. I told myself I hated you. But that was a lie.
He turned his body toward me.
I slept with you that night because I missed you. I was angry for 6 years because I couldn't stop loving you. And instead of protecting you from your sister, I joined her in torturing you. I want you back, Tumi. God, I want you so bad. I can't ask for that. I'm the villain in your story.
My heart softened. He wasn't the arrogant billionaire anymore. He was just the boy I loved.
You were a victim too, Daniel. Funmi played us both.
I looked deep into his eyes.
But if you stay here drowned in guilt, then Funmi wins. She wanted us apart. She wanted us miserable.
I squeezed his hand.
Don't let my sister decide our ending.
He looked at me, searching for forgiveness.
Are you sure you want to forgive me after all I said and did to you?
I am sure, Daniel. I don't have a thing against you. I love you, Daniel. And I want you to be a part of mine and Zora's lives.
I love you too, Tumi. You and Zora.
I went to the car and carried Zora out. She was rubbing her sleepy eyes. I walked back to him. Daniel froze. He looked terrified. Zora looked around confused. She said,
Auntie Tumi, I want mommy.
My heart squeezed. I couldn't give her Funmi. I rubbed her back.
Mommy had to go away for a while, baby.
Zora pouted.
Then I want daddy. Where's daddy?
She meant Bayo. She was asking for the father she knew. Daniel flinched. The pain on his face was unbearable. He knew he wasn't the daddy she was asking for. I knelt down.
Daddy isn't here either, Zora. It's just us today, baby. You, me, and Uncle Daniel.
Zora looked ready to cry. Then she saw Daniel sitting on the sand, wiping his eyes. She pointed at him.
Why is Uncle Daniel crying?
He is sad because he thinks he is alone.
Zora stared at him. Her little heart is so pure. She forgot about her own fear to help him. She wiggled out of my arms and walked over to him. She touched his hand with her tiny fingers.
Don't be sad, Uncle Daniel. We are here for you.
That gentle touch broke him. Daniel fell to his knees in the sand. He wrapped his arms around her like she was the most precious thing in the world. He sobbed into her tiny shoulder.
I know, I'm not crying anymore. I've got you and your mommy now.
It took 6 months before I was ready to face my sister. Zora kept asking for her mother. I took her to the prison to see Funmi. When Funmi walked in, the orange uniform swallowed her. She looked broken. Zora screamed, "Mommy!" and tried to run to the glass. Funmi put her hand on the divider. She was crying. She looked at me, and for the first time in years, I saw my sister. The same sister I had grown up with and shared most of my memories with.
Tumi, I am so sorry. I let jealousy steal my soul. I wronged Junji, my sister. Tumi, do you remember when we were 12? When that boy broke my glasses and called me ugly? I remember clearly. You defended me. You always defended me. I was the big sister, but I felt so small next to you.
You shone so bright to me. And instead of basking in your light, I wanted to blow it out. I let jealousy turn me into a monster. I destroyed the only person who truly loved me. My mind drifted back. 2012, we were sitting on the floor of our old bedroom. We were laughing. We were the perfect sisters. We made a pact back then. Us against the world. We will always protect each other. You broke us, Funmi. You broke my heart.
I know, I don't deserve your forgiveness.
You don't. But I'm not giving it to you because you deserve it. I'm giving it to you because I deserve peace. I forgive you, Funmi. I only hope you are able to forgive yourself.
Then Funmi looked at Zora. She took a deep breath. She said,
Zora, baby, listen. Bayo and I were your parents. We loved you. But Tumi, Daniel, they are your parents too.
Zora looked confused.
I have 2 mummies and 2 daddies.
Funmi smiled sadly.
Yes, you are a lucky girl, sweetie. You have double the love. You'll understand when you are bigger. Promise me you'll be a good girl for Auntie Tumi.
Zora touched the glass.
Okay, mommy, I promise.
Funmi wiped her eyes and looked at me.
Thank you, baby sis. Thank you for forgiving me.
I smiled. Even though she did evil, she was still my blood. I realized I could never hate her. That was the closure we needed. It's been 2 years now. We took it slow. We let Zora heal at her own pace. Even Bayo sends her birthday gifts and wishes from Canada. But today
Go on,
is
Zora.
different.
Run.
Today is Zora's 5th birthday.
I'm watching, sweetie.
Daddy!
That's my girl.
She's running around the garden calling Daniel daddy like she has done it her whole life. She finally knows who her parents are. Daniel stopped the music. He walked over to me with so much love in his eyes. He said,
Tumi, we walked through fire to get here. But the fire didn't burn us, it refined us.
He got down on one knee. He pulled out a ring
One
with
for
3
me.
gemstones.
One for you, and one for the angel we lost.
He asked,
Tuminino, let's reclaim the time we lost. Will you marry me?
I looked at the man I loved since I was 19. I looked at our daughter dancing in her dress. I smiled.
Yes, Daniel. 1,000 times yes, I will marry you.
The lie is dead. The truth is beautiful. And our happy ever after, it starts now. The end.